guys, I'm your girl Starr Carter.
And I'm your boy, Michael Carter.
And today we're going to talk about serial cheaters. When is enough enough? We'll be right back with Lunch Talk with the Carters. Alright guys, we are back and thank you for tuning in today to Lunch Talk with the Carters. Again, I am Starr Carter.
And once again, I'm your boy, Michael Carter.
And we said that we're going to talk about serial cheaters. When is enough enough?
Exactly.
So this whole topic of discussion came about last Monday when we had just did our random and we at the end of that show,
Miami.
well, we were talking about all the different love hip hops, but the one that made me say we need to talk about this topic is when we were talking about Rashida and Kirk on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta about the him moving back in and and how many times he had cheated on her during the course of their 18-year relationship. So it was like, when is enough enough when you going through serial cheating mates? When they just do not stop. It's like,
well, when it comes to what we were talking about, the love and hip hop things in Miami and Atlanta, I don't think enough is ever enough for those guys.
But I know they do. They probably do a lot of stuff just for the show. But I'm just talking about in general, like in life. When you have a spouse that continuously cheat, and I know people that continuously cheat on their mates,
I know,
all the time. So it's like, when is enough enough? I mean, what? I've never been in that situation before where I've been cheated on, but just constantly forgive and forgive and forgive, and you just don't get the lesson. I mean, when is enough enough on that? I mean, from a male point of view, how is it that men just feel like they can? A lot of men, I can say not all men. I'm not gonna put y'all in a box say all men cheat. That's not true. And not all women are faithful. That's not true. So, but from a male point of view, what you think about a man just constantly doing that on his wife or girlfriend? I mean,
well, to me, I feel that it's excuse me, it's the fault of the individual, because people are only going to let you do, to them what you allow them to do. I mean, if you put your foot down the first time and nip it in the bud, you don't have to worry about it a second time or a third time or a fourth time or whatever. I know people make mistakes, but to me, when you let them get away with it that first time, that sets the mood for the whole entire relationship.
So that sets the relationship tone.
It sets the whole rhythm. If you let that guy or female, whoever the case may be, get away with that cheating the first time, it's going to continue. I can't say it. I got any proof for that. That's just my personal opinion. It's going to continue because of the fact that you got away with it one time. Hey, why not do it again? Yeah,
and that's exactly right. When you because you can only allow people to just treat you wrong, and you don't say nothing. You just I know when you get married, it's supposed to be for better or for worse.
For better or for worse, exactly.
Rich or poor and all that good stuff. But I mean, it's like, is it only one side? Is only one person taking the vow seriously? When you got one that constantly continues to go outside of the marriage, and then especially when you are reckless enough to bring a child into it, you're not even protecting yourself, so therefore you're not protecting me or anybody. You know what I'm saying? You're not protecting yourself because you decide you just want to go out there, get you some random,
and then don't dress it up. Don't wrap it up or nothing.
Nothing.
I got you. Yeah.
And then you bring that back, and then you expect for your wife or whoever to be able to accept what you did and be able to move on and let bygones be bygones. And it's like, to me, it's like being delusional.
It is very delusional. Very delusional.
And I just can't understand it. But like you said, that's a very valid point about people. Well, you can only allow people to do so much to you. You got to put your foot down. So that sets the tone. So when you say that sets the tone, and you say that very first incident, you got to do something then. So what would be the type of action that you would do if that was the first incident? Would it be a deal breaker? Could you even think about working it out?
Well, my thing is, that's one of my pet peeves. I mean, I can talk anything out. I can talk, I mean, you know, we can talk anything out. But I know everybody's saying sex is not the most important thing in a relationship, in a marriage or whatever. No, you're right. But my thing is the trust. You broke the bond. I mean, you broke the trust with me. You know, I could never trust you, because now on that incident, it's like anytime you tell me something, I'm not going to believe you, or I'm going to have second thoughts about it. If you're telling me you're working over or whatever, my mind is going to wonder.
Yeah.
You know, or you telling me you're going over your friend's house, my mind is going to wonder now, because you put that doubt in my mind. So that's why I was saying, me personally, I haven't actually been through that, but if I ever went through that, I think I would just nip it in the bud then, because to me the total relationship is just is so different, because you're looking at your mate in a different way now. You're not looking at them in a trust and loving way.
Yeah.
And every time you see your mate, I mean, you can picture, you know, in your mind the
That's
actual
why the mind
event.
is so powerful.
Yeah, you can picture that event, and it will make you sick to your stomach, because you can picture your wife or your husband kissing on this other person, or you know, caressing
Being
this person.
affectionate.
Yeah, exactly. And it plays tricks with your mind. So I could never look at you the same. I mean, I would like to say I would try, but it would be very difficult for me.
Very difficult.
It'll be difficult for me.
And I agree with you totally, because I know for sure that if you cheat on me, and I know we're not in this, but you know, just for example, I know I wouldn't be able to look at you the same, because the love that I have for you, I couldn't imagine you sharing that with somebody else, whether it's fake love or whatever. I'm just thinking about, I've been with you, so I know the type of person you are, you know, and I would feel like you're sharing that with somebody else, which to me would be like the ultimate betrayal to me.
Exactly.
So I'm like you, that first time, it would be very hard for me to move on, for it even be a second or a third or a fourth or a fifth time like some of these people go through. I mean, it's like, I don't understand how some ladies and men just take a blind eye to and be like, okay, people make mistakes, and that is true. You know, we're not perfect, but like you said about people blaming it on alcohol. Remember, we were talking about it one time, and you said, no, that was a choice that you wanted to make. That's what you want to do. You can't blame it on anything else, because that's what you want to do.
Exactly. Yes.
So I just have a hard time. You know, it's even a hard conversation for me, because it irks me. It irks me to see where people go through, you know, things like that, even if it's on television or if it's in real life, and you have friends or family that you know that has gone through that. It does something to you, especially if you catch them cheating.
Oh man, that's the horrible point right there. If you catch them cheating, you actually catch them in the emotions, catch them in the action. Man, that is a whole attitude killer right there. That is everything. That throws out the window.
And it don't matter where you catch them, whether you catch them in the act, you can catch them out on a date, you can catch them. I mean, just the act of catching it. You know, we all have, like I say, intuition, and you know, sometimes people are so reckless with it that they don't even care if anybody see them out and about. And then people may come back and tell you, well, I saw your husband or I saw your wife such and such places with such and such person. And, you know, you be like, oh, whatever, you know. But in your gut, your gut always let you know.
Yeah,
like
intuition.
Intuition. It always lets you know whether it's something to be concerned about or not. And I feel like if you see them, and that happened to me, I actually caught one of the guys I dated at a Walmart
with another
girl.
female. Oh my goodness, I know, right?
And what was so funny though, I was waiting on this person to come back to the house so we could leave, and I'm like, what is taking you so long? I'm calling them like, what is taking you so long? And I'm like, well, why you know, taking all day, I have stuff I could be doing. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and do what I need to do, run my errands at Walmart. And then, lo and behold, bam.
They're at Walmart.
They're at Walmart.
I mean, it's not funny, guys.
But
they're
at Walmart.
It's just the situation. It's not
I didn't
funny.
catch him in the bed. I didn't catch him. But I had already heard that he was seeing this girl. You know, I had already heard it in the street or whatever. And I was like, okay, you know, I never felt there was a sign or whatever, you know. But yeah, so when I seen them two together, it was like, yep,
Yeah.
There's your confirmation.
So that's the confirmation. But guys, we're not saying that, we don't forgive. Okay, that's not the point, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said, okay, people make mistakes, you got to forgive them. If you're married, they say better for worse, like we were saying earlier. But to me, if I'm married to you and you actually do go outside the marriage, to me, those vows, are invalid from that point. Because now, for better for worse, all that went out the window. It went out the window because you broke the vows. That for better for worse to me is for the vows are still intact. That's what it is. Sickness and health, better for worse and all that stuff. But once you go outside and do that, come on, guys, you broke the vows. So therefore, your mate may not know. But from that point on, in your mind, you may have to say the marriage is over. I mean, it's over from that point, that day, that night, whatever. It's over from that point. Even though I don't know, but just know if I did know, it would be over.
It would be over.
Because the vows have been broken. It's, you cannot go back. You can't take that back.
Do you think that some people feel like they hide under the marriage security blanket to get away with some stuff because they like, well, I know my mate's not going to divorce me. They might use religious things behind them. Like if they know that their mate is real religious and they don't believe in divorce and stuff like that, do you think that they would use that?
Most definite. Yes, of course. I'm a little trifling man. Yes, a trifling woman too. But guys, I'm just being real. Mostly men. I mean, women are a little more faithful and committed than we are, but women cheat just like men. But I'm just speaking in general for the men. A little trifling man, yes, he would use that to his advantage. If he got a good woman, he's cheated on her before, she hasn't went anywhere, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again.
Especially if your wife is real Christian.
Yeah, he's gonna continue to do it. Yeah,
and I think that's really, I'm not knocking anybody's religion. I'm non-denominational, but I look at it like this. If you use that as, I don't know, something,
a scapegoat.
Yeah.
You're using it as an scapegoat because you know that person is not going anywhere because of their religion.
Yeah, because they may not believe in the word. I just think that that's really jacked up too. But there too, you have your own mind. When it comes to that type of stuff, whether you're religious or not, you know how you want to be treated. And I don't think there's nowhere in any Bible that it doesn't tell you to at least be smart.
I mean, that's it. God gave you a brain.
He gave you a brain.
He gave you a brain.
To know that, hey, if this person is treating you wrong, then God can give you someone else. If this person is not valuing your relationship and does not value or honor the vows that you took, that said that you would forsake all others for this person.
That's why I say the vows broke that point because you did not live up to it.
So guys, give us your feedback on this topic today, talking about these serial cheaters and when is enough as far as women. When do you put your feet down on these guys that's doing you that way? You don't, like my husband say, you rarely hear about the women doing it, but they do too. There's some guys out there that have been hurt. I always say the good guys that get hurt the first time by a trifling female, they are no good.
They are soiled from that point on.
They're no good no more.
Yeah,
they're no good because I feel like every guy, now this is just my own theory. It's my own theory now. I feel like every guy that has ever got done wrong, like in their early, like they might have been in their early teens or in their 20s or whatever, their first heartbreak.
It turns them out to be whores. Basically.
I like to say whores, but
they don't be as serious in relationship because they have trust issues.
They have trust issues, yeah. And they hold that baggage. They carry it with them, and it's a struggle for any woman that really does love that person to tear those walls back down and be able to get to that person's heart because they done went through so much, or that main woman that they loved at that point just did them wrong. Just flat out just did them wrong. So anyway, like I said, y'all go in and make some comments on this topic today about serial cheaters. What do you think is the reason why a lot of people continue to stay in relationships with people that they know are serial cheaters? They every time they turn around, they cheating on them left and right. We'd love to hear from you. Please make sure that you're hitting the like and subscribe if you're looking at us on YouTube, and also if you're listening to us on the podcast. We would love to hear from you all. You can always Go on our social media, make comments, and you can also email us at lunchtalkshow@gmail.com. We would love to hear your guys' feedback. We appreciate all your love and support with Lunch Talk with the Carters. You got anything else you want to say on this topic, babe?
No, I just want to say thanks again, guys, and hit us up.
Yeah, we love to hear from you. We're on iHeartRadio, we're on iTunes, Google Play, Castbox, Player FM. So we got a whole lot in the works coming for you guys. We'll be back on Friday. Make sure y'all tune in on Mondays and Fridays at noon. That's when the show releases, and we will see you again.
All right, guys,
All
take
right.
it easy.
Thank you. Peace.